Hey guys, this is the fifth video of automated security testing using ZAP series. Today we are going to discuss about spidering in ZAP. So what is spidering and why do we need it? Basically, if you remember till now, whenever we wanted to execute a scan on any given resource, we were adding that resource to the scan tree first, right? So we added both of these resources one by one by hitting this particular endpoint. But in real-time application, there will be thousands of such resources, and it is not a efficient way to add these all resources one by one. So JAP has provided us a utility named as Spider to perform this thing automatically. So basically, the main purpose of spidering is to automatically discover the new resources on any given site and adding those to the scan tree, right? And as soon as the spidering is completed, a passive scan is also triggered automatically. And once a passive scan will be completed, we can again execute an active scan on the resources which are under the scan tree. So we will see all of these things in action today. And there are two type of spiders provided by JAP. First one is traditional spider and the other one is Ajax Spider. So under traditional Spider, if you want to say scan the HTML resources of any given application, then we need to use the traditional Spider. And if we want to scan the Ajax resources, then we need to use the Ajax Spider. So now let us go to the JAP and see how we can do a spidering. And we'll again use the Postman to execute a basic spider first. Let me remove these URLs from our scan tree, right? And I have already added the endpoints which we need for this particular demo. So again, you can refer to these particular reference points which has been provided by ZAP API, and we need to execute a spider. So this is the API for spider, and under spider for the very first action, yeah, spider action scan. So these are all the parameters, but we'll trigger a basic scan and then see how the things are there and in JAP, and like whether the passive scan will be triggered or not, right? So those things we'll see here. So this is the endpoint spider action scan, and I have passed the URL. Okay, we receive a scan ID, and under JAP here you can see spidering is being performed, and again we need to wait till this spidering is completed. So for that, this is the endpoint spider view status, and we need to pass the scan ID which we will be receiving from the previous response. So as of now we can see the status is 51, right? 51 layer, this percentage it will be displayed here. So we need to wait till this till the time this status become 100. Now it is 100, that means the spidering is completed, and see here the passive scan, it is being triggered now. So first all of these resources which have been detected, all of these resources got added to the passive scan for scanning to get completed, and once the spidering was completed, the passive scan triggered itself. This is the thing which we were discussing, and we can wait till the passive scan gets completed. This is the previous endpoint which we discussed in our earlier demos. Okay, I'll just trigger it. See, still there are like around this many resources to scan, records to scan. Okay, so we need to wait till this becomes 0. That means there will be nothing else left for the scanning of passive scan. Okay, so once this will be completed, we can then trigger the active scan. So in this way we will be able to scan the application completely. Like we will be first giving a basic target, the base URL of application here, Then we will be fetching all the URLs which are there. Those will be added to the scan tree. A passive scan will be performed on them, those all those resources automatically. Once the passive scan is completed, we'll perform the active scan. Still the passive scan is in progress, but I think we got the glimpse of it. So we can move directly to active scan as well, but I'm just waiting if this gets completed. Okay, let us try with the active scan as well here only. Okay, the context is not found. Let me uncheck it. Yeah, so see, active scan also is being triggered and passive scan is also going on, right? But the thing here is, guys, like there are so many resources. If you see under UI, there are like these many resources. So first all of these resources will be gathered and then active scan will be triggered on these resources. So if you see, as of now, these are the number of requests which are being piled up. Okay, so what we can do, we got the glimpse like how we can perform the active scan. We already discussed that thing. So for this demo purpose, what we'll do, we'll use our context. Okay, and we'll exclude this particular call from our context because this is the one which is taking a lot of time, right? So let me import it. So do we have any? No, we do not have any excluded URL as of now. Mm, okay, I was checking in default. I need to check in this. Include we have, but exclude we do not have. So what we'll do, we know that this particular thing is taking a lot of time. So I'll just exclude this from context and demo context, and that's it. For automation purpose, what we'll do, we'll export it again. Okay, and demo context dot context. So it will be overridden now, right? We can close this. Now our purpose is like our active scan shouldn't take longer, but in real-time application it will take half hour, 1 hour. It depends upon how many resources are there, right? But for demo purpose we can scan just a part of our application. Okay. Oh, I didn't pass the context ID. I need to pass that thing as well. So I'll again stop it, close it out. Context ID we can see from here, it is 2, and now scan should be faster. See, now scan is getting process being increased. Previously we could see that it was being stuck at 0% because the requests were getting piled up, but now it had only this many requests and we have completely excluded the UI portion. So only this part of the scan tree, anything which is above UI will be scanned. Okay, so now we can go to the IntelliJ and see this thing in action, how we can trigger a spider. So in IntelliJ, we'll go to zapUtil class, and here we'll add the method related to spidering. and it take other parameters as well, like recurs, which are straightforward. So by default recurs is uh, true. Okay, but if you will set it false, no other URLs will be added. So you can just mention null for it and default values will be gone. So let us keep it simple, because we know we just need to add all the resources which are there under a given target URL to the scan tree. For this will give us that particular result. Okay, now the next thing is that we need to extract the spider scan ID from the response, so that we can use that particular scan ID to dynamically waiting till the spidering is completed, because that's how we perform this thing in Postman as well, right? We pick the scan ID from here, we copied that thing in scan ID, right here, the value of scan ID, and then we tracked the status of the spider. So here we can mention spider scan ID equal to, so we'll be needing API response element, API response dot get value. Okay, so this will give us that value. Now we can wait till the scan gets completed, and for that let us implement this thing here only. Wait for get spider status, right? Spider and status then. So we can do one thing again, API response equal to client API dot spider dot status. Okay, it takes the scan ID which we have extracted, and again we need the value of status. Okay, and if we see, this is again a single response element, so we can just reuse it. Okay, and we need to wait till the time this spider scan status equals to 100. It's not equal to 100, right? And what we can do, we can assign this value again, and we need to call this again as well, so that a fresh call is made. And here we can just mention spidering in progress. You can give the current status as well. Is we have it as, yeah, spider plus. Okay, so in this way we will be dynamically waiting till the scan, till the spidering is completed, right? So once this is completed, we can then, here, yeah, right, we have a method for, we already have implemented the method for waiting till passive scan is completed, right? So we can call that method here itself, wait till passive scan is completed. So let us see this thing in action first, whether this is being performed or not. We'll go to ZAP test and here create a new test method. Okay, and we have perform spidering and URL to test. Okay, that's it. Now what we can do, we can just comment it for now and let us trigger it from here. From ZAP I'll remove this. Okay, scan tree is empty. A new spider should get triggered here. Okay, URL is opened. Spidering is in progress. Okay, so we are getting the current status. We can see here as well. See, 25, 27. This is in sync almost. Yeah, this is in sync. Okay, and the records are being added to the passive scan queue as well. So once the status is 100% in our console, we should also see the passive scan is not yet completed. We have, if you remember in our previous demos, we have added this particular line as well to our passive scan. Wait till passive scan is completed. Passive scan is in progress, right? Okay. So spidering 87, 90, 96, 97, 90. Yeah, see, passive scan is in progress. Okay. So if we go here, see, the records to scan are getting reduced. So this will keep happening till the time it becomes 0, right? And these things we have already discussed, that how we can exclude these URLs to get added into the scan tree. For this, you can just go to tool options and global exclude URL. So here you can add these particular URLs as well, clients.google and clientservices.googleapis.com. Okay, and those will not be displayed anymore here. So I just want to show you one end-to-end flow for this as well. What we'll do, we know how this will work, so let me remove this demo context and clean this site. Okay, so we are going to perform a active scan as well and then see a consolidated report, which will be having both the scans together. That will be based on the spider. Okay, so for that thing, let me go to perform spidering, and here we can say starting active scan. Okay, and now we are going to call perform active scan method. We are going to pass site to test and the context name. Okay, so the flow goes something like this. From our ZAP test, we have created a test which will perform a spider. Okay, and here we are calling the API to start the spider. We are fetching the response. We are extracting the scan ID related to spider, and then we are passing that scan ID in a method which will dynamically wait. Okay, like here it will dynamically wait till the status that we will be receiving from this particular endpoint, this particular API become 100. Okay, and once it is 100, that means the spidering is completed. And as soon as spidering is completed, a passive scan will start automatically. Then we need to wait till the time the passive scan is completed, and then we'll trigger a active scan on the same resources which have been captured in the scan tree. So let us see this in action. I'm going to trigger the test case now. So at this time, spidering has been triggered, and if we see within the ZAP, here we have the spidering in progress, right? We'll wait till this is completed. Now the passive scan has started. That means the spidering is completed, and here we can see records are getting decreased as well. That means that passive scan has started, and this is our scan tree. Here we can see the resources have been captured, right? So let's wait till our passive scan gets completed. So now scan is about to complete, and let's see. Yeah, so passive scan was completed, and now active scan is in progress. And see, demo context has also been added here. That means first we spidered. Once spider was successfully completed, the passive scan started, and once passive scan was successfully completed, the active scan also started. Now we are waiting till this active scan gets completed, and after that a consolidated report should get generated. Let's wait for some time. Now the scan is 100% completed, context has been removed, and now we should see a report also getting generated. See, a report has also been generated and the name is Spider. That means it got generated as per our new test that we have created, and it has the alerts as well. So basically, whatever alerts will be identified by both passive scan and active scan, those will be consolidated in this report, because we generated single report for all of these three things. That means spidering, passive scan, and active scan. So this was the traditional spider. Now, if we see for Ajax Spider, let us see that what changes that we need to do. Yeah, so now the run has completed. It was taking some time. So here we have performed a traditional spider, right? In the beginning we discussed, if you refer to the notes, we discussed that there is traditional spider, then Ajax spider. So till now what we have done, we have performed a traditional spider. For Ajax spider, there is like a similar API, like client API dot Ajax spider. dot scan, right? And similarly, the scan is for scanning, and then you can wait dynamically using the status. You can fetch the response and then play around Ajax Spider as well, right? So this is not that much complicated. We just need to keep in mind how we perform this spider for traditional, and in the same manner Ajax can also be performed. So if we move to the notes, we have covered the agenda that we had set for the today's demo, and we also generated the consolidated report which contained the alerts from both passive and active scans. Okay, so this is it for today's demo, and I'll share the notes and the source code of current demo in the description section. And in case you are liking the content that I'm making, please do like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Thank you.